David.
AKA Ben Franklin.
Ben Franklin. $100.
What?
Yeah, you got that name last
Oh, no, you
year.
said $500.
100.
No inflation.
Oh.
Thank you very much.
Some people say the best, sincerest lie that I have is that I'm going to die young.
Oh.
That unless I change my name to Ben Franklin, I will die David Young.
Yeah.
Best, sincerest lie. I lie sincere in a bed of wash, poetic truth serum. Upon the scattering of white lies, theorems, half-truths that are in between statements, stretch outside truth boundary in abatements. The best sincere lie is in the political slanted abstracts, for they are experts in prefabricating skewed facts. That what lies in Washington is pure bunk deception. Within self-conception, fork-tongued, tilted reception. The best, sincerest lie is the hole-in-one sinking claim, hit into the rough terrain that plays those hidden shell games. The best, sincere lie is a political persona, crooked corporation, cracked open within poetic truth serum frame foundation. A poet is a sentinel guardian to truth foundation by questioning the best, sincerest lie. Thank you.
Well, the poem I was going to read
Deleted itself?
No, I think what happened was I didn't upload the most updated version of my manuscript to my drive. But it's okay, because I have a backup. They're short, so I'll go ahead and read two.
Okay.
Yeah, so this is called Conversation with a Priest, and this is a true story. I asked, I know I bit the forbidden fruit, but is there room for me to pray? My dear, he said, I hope so. But if not, there will come a day. Here I stand, mouthful of pulp, coughing seeds that refuse to root into faith. But thanks for being honest, Father, while I wait for that day.
Oh.
Okay, so I'll read you one more. So this one is called Drinks with Jezebel, and it's also the title poem to the manuscript I just submitted for a chapbook contest, so wish me luck. Thank you. Jazz loves margaritas thick with salt, the sweet bitterness of lime. I love the bite of gin and tonic, acrid with venom. We talk about the ones we loved who may have loved us, but loved other things more. Fuck love, I say. But I'm in love with her, Jez replies. She's just too sexy to resist. I sip my gin, pretend it's rose wine shared under stars in a field of lupine with love like sky over Texas, pretending a little sweetness in this world that just won't give. Jez and I, we're hopeless. Strong, independent women, equally comfortable in stilettos or combat boots, and come armed for the fun of a battle of wits or fists. Beautiful, crazy, stupid girls who dream on cold silk pillows of boys to love our rose petal switchblade slaves.
Oh,
Trev, the road poet.
Yeah.
You have a hipper version of your name.
Well, I think regarding lies, it could be saying, have I told a lie? Right, you can say, I've told many. But the biggest lie I would ever tell was to say, I've never told any. How many students lie to the teacher with things they forget to mention, knowing if they'd have told the truth, they'd have got yet another detention. And this is last night's Midnight to Dawn event. It was a bit of a lie because Tom said we'd finish at 7 and we didn't.
no, it was meant to be 6 or so. It was in the program.
You went on a bit though.
He's counting pre-dawn and you're counting sunrise. Okay.
On stage we went one at a time, our time was spent singing, saying and playing. At midnight we begun. And Thom gets up and says, well done. The clock is showing, it's now 1. A group photograph will show clear to those who aren't, who are still here. An hour later, he's up again, saying it plain. Well done all of you, we made it to 2. Let's have another group picture to show clear to those who aren't, who are still here. One man's there to decry, oh, that's a really good alibi. Then Thom says, I can see the clock on the wall's showing 3. Let's have another picture to show clear to those who aren't, who are still here. Fewer in number, some have gone to their slumber. Soon it's 4, and Thom says one more picture to show clear to those who aren't, who are still here, and they will know there's over 2 hours to go. Thom said, it's now 5, for those of us still alive. Let's have another picture to show clear to those who aren't, who are still here, and those who've gone to their bed, who are now probably sleeping like the dead. We've had to mix, says Thom. Now it's 6. Put down your page and get on stage for the final picture to show clear to those who aren't, who are still here. At 6:15, Thom said, that's it, let's leave the place. Thanks to you all who lasted the place. The final one is a humorous one regarding the way we pronounce certain words, certain letters. It's evident in the poem itself. We say Peter, they say Peteroo. We say scooter, they say scooteroo. He didn't understand a word I said, so I said it their way instead. Changed the T for a D and said, I'm here for the poetry. Thank you.
Birdman.
Birdman.
I actually was going to do a poem, changed my mind. It was called Chocolate Love.
Oh, I would love. It's gotta be an autobiographical porn, right?
I'm gonna let you think about that.
Every title to his poetry is like, that's porn, right?
Yeah. Then the next one, I was going to tell a story about being in my hometown. And for 20 years, the doctors lied to my mom about having 2 heart attacks.
Oh.
One was in 66 and one was in 73. Only good thing that came out of the one in 73, it got me out the military. Because I had one in the military at high school. And then when we moved to Houston, that's when she found out it wasn't a heart attack, it was just heartburn that she had. And she was on medication all that time. But this one here, Diana's daughter sent this to her today, so it's 10 things. As I get older, I realize, so I figured I'd do this little humor, for us older generation here. And I tell people, if you're 50 and older, you'll be glad to do when you reach 50. Number 1, I talk to myself because sometimes I need expert advice. Number 2, sometimes I roll my eyes out loud. Number 3, I don't need anger management. I need people to stop pissing me off. Number 4, my people skills are just fine. It's my tolerance of idiots that needs work. Number 5, the biggest lie I tell myself is, I don't need to write that down. I'll remember it. Number 6, when I was a child, I thought nap time was punishment. Now it's a mini vacation. Number 7, the day the world runs out of wine is just too terrible to think about. Number 8, even duct tape can't fix stupid, but it can muffle the sound. Number 9, Wouldn't it be great if we could put ourselves in the dryer for 10 minutes, come out wrinkle-free and 3 sizes smaller?
Yes, we did that.
Yes, and then number 10, and she's still talking about it. Getting lucky means walking into a room and remembering why I'm there.
That's right.
Brian Grosz.
Oh, jeez.
Yes.
You're gonna heckle yourself.
I'm so thankful that you have arrived in costume today, Miss T. Because for once, I don't look like the weirdest dressed person in here. You look like a wet dream that Jack Kirby had while drawing Storm for the X-Men in 1982. And that's the truth. It's
Okay,
not a lie.
thank you.
And you look lovely. The world's most sincerest lie. That might be the greatest description of my life. Because I remember a lie, yet I can never remember if it actually happened. Mainly because I can't believe any of it actually happened, and yet I have still lived to tell the tale. That's what happens when you have lucid dreams when you close your eyes. And you jam your body full of chemicals when those eyes are open. You're an android who dreams of sheep, and you keep waiting for someone to call you Decker. But as my father always said to me in true Celtic fashion, never let the truth get in the way of a good story. I suppose that's a good way to travel through a lifetime. Accept it, and don't question the veracity. Just get the laugh from your audience and move on to the next adventure. When I was a child, my mother always took me to the local museum. It was a suggested donation way for an unwealthy woman to both educate and entertain her child on a Saturday. I saw great art. I played with horseshoe crabs in the touch tank. And I learned quite a bit about my interest in origami thanks to their public classes. But as broke as we were, she would always let me walk through the gift shop, and she always bought me a semi-precious stone. I mean, she's a hippie. She collects geodes and shit like that. So why wouldn't she? So when I gazed in the glass display case one day and I saw pyrite, I was mesmerized. Twisted yet sparkling. Beautiful yet essentially worthless. Good to the eye, bad to the wallet. Mom, I want that one. And when I took it home, I excitedly showed it to my father. Dad, I got some pyrite! And in his usual Debbie Downer mode, he replied, pyrite is fool's gold. It's worthless. How much did that cost? How much did that cost is a question I often ask myself. Because time is money and money is time, and I'm unsure if I have enough of either. And while I'm unsure that I'm little more than a chunk of pyrite sitting in a cotton bed in a small white box, I often ask that question of the people who've passed through my life. Are you simply something that caught my eye behind a glass panel and triggered my chimpanzee brain? Or am I the one who's worthless because I can't realize that you're not worth 2 shits? Or am I actually the better man because I saw you sparkle for a few moments? My most sincere lie isn't convincing myself that I'm a good person, which is a challenge already worthy of Sisyphus. It's about trusting others to behave in the same way and embrace a chance.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Cheers.
Beautiful.
Daniel Davila.
Yeah.
This is a community right here. The people who stuck around to listen to all the rest, who stayed to the end, who applauded, who embraced the concoctions of feelings and words. This is a community. These are the people that we embrace, that we look forward to seeing. This is why we're here. We're here to be a community. Yes, we become egocentric at times, and we're so proud of the words that we wrote down. I can't wait till you hear this. But in the end, the ones who stay here, the ones who embrace, the ones who laugh, the ones who poke fun at each other, the ones who tolerate each other, this is a community. So I didn't come with something today that I wrote. I didn't write anything down. I'm not going to tell you any lies. I'm heavy. I'm heavy. So I need my community. Because I have to be honest with y'all. 2 weeks ago, we're tango dancers. And a group of UT students, sponsored by Campbell, UT dancers came into the tango dance, and I was asked to help teach the class and dance with the new students and be the DJ and play music like this that they so much love. And this beautiful young lady, I embraced her and she said, "I've never danced tango before." I said, "You don't have to dance tango, you feel tango. Tango, all it is walk, pivot, walk, pivot. It's easy as that." She danced like a butterfly. She was light on her feet. You would have thought that she danced for 1,000 years. Her name was Haruka. And she was murdered last week. And I'm heavy. I'm heavy. Very heavy. Because I'd like to dance with her right now. So, that's my preamble to a story dedicated to Haruka, a story that I wish she could live. Not long ago, a couple of decades ago perhaps, on a spring day like today, a young couple met. They met on a dance floor. And she says to him, "I've never danced tango before." And he says, "Not to worry. It's just walking, pivoting, walking, pivoting." He says, and we embrace each other. We embrace each other like this. This is how we embrace each other. And we put our legs together. And we embrace. And we move like a tree. We move from our roots. Our limbs are firm yet flexible. And the music is the wind. That beautiful wind is the music which moves us from our roots. This is tango. And we move to everything. We move to madness, we move to happiness, we move to anger. We move to despair, we move to betrayal, we move to birth, we move to death. We move to everything. This is tango. And so the story continues. The story, you know what happened? They became engrossed with each other. She would introduce her new husband. "This is the man of my life." he taught me tango. I'm learning tango. With the biggest smile on her face. And then they had a child. And the child was born, and she was struggling through the birth process, and she says, I'm screaming, and he's saying, are you okay? She says, I'm learning tango. And the baby is born, and she holds this baby, and it's the most precious gift that she's ever held in her life. And he says to his wife, she's beautiful. She says, yeah, he's learning tango. And that little baby stumbles his first steps and falls and bumps his head against the furniture and starts to scream and cry because he got a bump on his head. And she says, oh my, he's learning tango. And soon that young child goes and jumps and jumps on puddles, and he's dancing ba-dum-bum-bum, it's a milonga. She says he's learning tango. And that young child becomes an adolescent. And he meets this beautiful young girl. And he's, She says, son, you're learning tango. By this time, he's becoming a little annoyed with mom because mom equates everything with learning tango. But he's in love. And that little girl decides to date Jerry instead of him because Jerry has a car. And he cries and he feels rejected and he feels despondent and he's lost the first love of his life. His mom says, you're learning tango. And the days go by and the mother's obsession with tango go on. Everything. She wrecks the car. I'm learning tango. She can't afford to pay for the bills. I'm learning tango. Everything in life is about embracing tango. Because this is the one dance of all the dances that I've danced that is about everything in life. It was a gray autumn. Not unlike other autumns, but this autumn was particularly sad. She had a stroke. She had a stroke. And she was rushed to the hospital. And the young man was in college and he left his classes and went to the hospital and was by her bedside. And she says, don't worry, son. I'm learning tango. Go ahead and cry. You're learning tango. You're experiencing life to its fullest. It includes the happiest moments, the most angry moments. Embrace all of life. And she was gone. And then one spring, he's in class and he sees this beautiful young lady over there, and she's sitting doe-eyed. Huge, beautiful eyes, and his mouth is agape. And she sees him and she goes, and they meet, and he says, I'd like to go out with you. She says, well, I'm going tonight to a dance. And he says to her, what kind of dance? And she says, well, I want to go learn tango. And he's just in amazement. He says, well, I'll go with you. I've danced once or twice. And they meet at the dance. And they are a collective one. It's almost like history rotating itself. And he brings her and he says to her, we're going to dance tango together. And she says, I can't believe I'm learning tango. And he smiles and he says this to her. Tango is about life. It's about everything. We're a tree, we move from the roots. Our limbs are firm, yet flexible. and the music is our win.
Thom.
Come on, Daniel.
Zorba said, life, go and do your belt and go and look for trouble. Daniel says, tango. I say, in this world where goodness is raped and killed on UT campuses, what are we to do to get through to the next moment? All men are liars. He is a man, therefore he is a liar. But we are poets, and we have tools and inventory that are important. Techniques of lying that will help us. Hyperbole. Texas is full of it. It's the greatest state for hyperbole. Metaphor. The moon's a balloon, but it's not a balloon. It's a lie. Metaphor will get us through. Simile. Onomatopoeia. Word music. Mellifluousness. The touch of harmony when the world is dissonant and angry and cut up into refugees and persecutors. When your protective police force kills people, you have to ask, well, how will poetry protect us? The articulation of projection of positive alternative fantasies. They will call us liars. We will call us dancing dervishes. Utilizing fact, fantasy, myth, story, music, dance, by any means possible. Entrancing is the dance. Some people move, some people think and feel, some people actually have no words, but they meditate deep inside the temple of their skin. Whatever movement or none that you choose, there are ways and means. The Dutch poet said, there is a man raking leaves for the moon. Do not worry about him. He has a job forever. Voltaire had smallpox, but he cured himself by drinking lots, including 200 pipes of lemonade. That's poetry. And poetry is just a ladder to the moon. Of course you can't see it yet. But when the moon is full, that's when the poets come out.
Well, folks, that is our show. Thank you for coming out another month. Our next show is actually on Mother's Day, May 8th, and it's kind of a Mother's Day theme, saying the magic words. However you feel, your mom can at least my mom, I'm projecting here. I had that kind of mom that right when you needed it, she'd say it. If you're upset, she had a way of making me calm. If you were too proud, she had a way of bringing me back down. So, saying the magic words, and as usual, you can interpret that any way you want. Thank you.
Thank you, Misty.
You are welcome. It's so funny, I guessed your father's name. That is freaky. I'm still thinking about that. It's like, how did I guess your father's name?
It's a little weird.
Yes, ma'am.